Hello.
Testing, go up, please.
Come on. Ah, there we go. Cool. There was an update today for OBS, so I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to work, but it did. So here we are. So that's cool.
I always had to recheck everything when it updates. God damn it.
Well, I forgot to check this before we went live. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're doing it live then. Oh. So,
It's fine.
back at it again. The Krispy Kreme. I mean, of the devil.
What?
A vine.
Okay, sure.
Whenever I make a reference you don't understand, it's probably a vine.
Yeah, I just don't understand what your connection was.
Well, what's a vine again?
I don't know.
I'm remembering something, but I'm not 100% sure if this is correct. But it's like, it's a person who like talks to the camera and is like, back at it again at Krispy Kreme, and then jumps up and hits the sign with their head.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. I might be wrong. Which is quite weird.
Yeah.
But
But
it's funny.
Oh well.
Short, sweet humor.
That's fine, it's fine. Always short.
Well, that's kind of the point of it. Wish we still had something similar. TikTok is not the same.
Yeah, it's the closest you get though.
Yeah. But ends up being like long form content instead. Like YouTube is trying with shorts.
Yeah.
Ain't working. In my opinion. But okay. Anyways, so I guess it's time to politic.
Yeah, meet our client for one. We haven't met him yet.
No, that's true.
Haven't even met dear old Carlos Flat.
Nope.
The so-called boyfriend of the deceased lady. Police arguing that everything else was just a warm-up. Sure thing, Bobby. Sure thing. You finally get to voice more than one character.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Isn't that just nice?
Sorry for the noise. I'm eating a bit because
Yeah.
it was like we ate earlier and then watched the video. We ended up getting late here because of watching the video.
I keep forgetting how long that video is.
It's very long. We didn't even make it to 14.
No, we're only at 13.
Well, we did finish 13.
Yeah,
but
just barely.
when I was like, wait, what time is it? I was like 10 past 9. I was like, oh, fuck.
We gotta go check shit because of updates.
I didn't know there was an update, but
No.
I opened it up and there was an update. I was like, oh, cool. Fuck me.
Anyways, it's fine. We're here now.
Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping that my hunger was just gonna, go away like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm eating some more.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite hungry for some reason. So.
Probably
Anyways.
because your last time you ate was pretty early in the day, all things considered.
Yes.
I said all things considered.
1 p.m. early.
You need to listen to me. You haven't eaten since you ate like what, a couple of buns or what?
Yeah, 2 buns.
So you haven't eaten that much today. Is what I'm trying to say.
No, but I haven't exactly done a lot.
You've been down and shopping, so you've been moving
guess.
around.
I suppose.
Yeah,
Oh well.
it's fine.
Should we just get into this?
Yeah.
Or is there some
There's
other
not really
things?
much to, explain. We might, you might want to reread the evidence once we get into the game. Use a little bit of time on that just to remember shit. You You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. Let me tell ya, it's not just a testimony. Find one single fault with testimony stuff. No. You're gonna need it because you need to understand some intricacies.
Okay.
So.
Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
So.
Continuar.
Which one do we want to take?
Yeah, you choose whichever fucking one you want. They're all the same.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta press.
Do I have to press?
Eh.
Oh. How the fuck was I supposed to know? It didn't tell me.
Oh. There he is. Joe Flat.
Flat fuck.
Oh, there. It's depressing as hell in here.
Wow.
They need to live in this place up.
I suppose. Totally like early 2000s hip hop.
Carlos Flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable.
But what if I do?
Too fucking bad. I'm your lawyer. We've got a lot to cover, but this shouldn't take all night. He's like, who the fuck are you?
What are you? Look, I already told you people I didn't.
I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. Your lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you.
Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there, in here, kept repeating it the whole ride over. They said that they were going to help me, that they knew this was all a mistake. Then they said I killed. Acting like they were on my side and they thought that I could have...
It's not their job to help you, Carlos.
It's their job to prosecute you.
No, the police's job is not to prosecute you. That's the prosecutor's job. God damn it.
But they're always helping the prosecutor.
That's because they're both working together to find the right culprit, you know, so the prosecutor can prosecute the right person.
Yeah, and always working against the defense lawyer.
Yeah. But it is mine, and I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information. But if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure you're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak.
Yeah.
But I'd like you to try and answer a few questions.
Sorry.
Fine. Eating chimkin.
Chimkin. It's a pretty good chicken. It's like all the stuff we made, like chicken, salad, and bread, has garlic in it.
All of it has garlic.
All of it.
I love it.
Sadly, I don't have any more garlic butter.
No. You'd have to make your own.
Yeah. At some point. I want to make my own butter at some point too, so. The police already...
questioned you, I'm sure. But they were treating you as a suspect, not as a client. Unlike me.
Who's high as a kite?
What?
What?
What? I was about to say, I'm your best friend tonight. Literally.
Okay. So, what do you want to know?
About you, or the victim, or the murderer! You have to ask all of them eventually.
Yeah.
So. Let's start simple. Something mundane, grounded, wrote. You think that's how that's pronounced? It's not a word I see often.
I don't think I've seen that word before.
Not written, at least.
Rote? No, because it doesn't have...
I just pronounced wrote, I don't know.
It doesn't have the thing over the E, so...
No, it doesn't. Which is why I think it's just road. I'd like to know a bit more about you first, Carlos.
What is this, a date?
Something like... What line of work are you in?
I'm with city engineering.
Yes.
Or I was, or I should be.
It's pronounced road. As I thought, the police must be convinced he mapped the optics blackouts using data he stole from work.
My arm, I got it slotted from work, or for the job. And,
Carlos, I'm gonna need more than that. So what do I know? He works in city engineering, not a desk job. Reyes said he was modded for work, and that arm. Must be in custody at the moment, but based on his shoulder, it'd have to be pretty... What do you think? Utilitarian or lifelike?
I don't know. Am I supposed to?
What can you gather from what he works like? Would it benefit from being utilitarian more or from being lifelike more? When he does
Yeah, I'm
construction.
sorry. Yeah, I get that it's, you know, he wants utility from it.
Yes.
Obviously, but it's just the way she said it, like from his shoulder.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
could also
what?
kind of see it
Okay.
on his shoulder as well, how it's... Yeah, there's a lot of mechanical parts on where it should be connected.
Am I blind?
The orange part and the middle part there. Yeah.
But isn't that just part of his...
I don't know.
Whatever
Doesn't
this
necessarily
thing is?
have to be because,
Is it
you
close?
know...
I don't know.
I don't think those are clothes. I think that's where his arm is attached to. I think all of that is metal.
I have no idea.
No.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. I think all of that orange stuff is metal that his arm is attached to.
Okay.
So it's definitely not lifelike.
No, I suppose not.
He also
okay.
wouldn't benefit from it, so...
Nope. It's just... Yeah. Because it's, you know, stylized. It
Yeah, I know
can
what
be
you mean.
hard to detect.
But that's also why I ask you about, like, from his point of view, from his work, what would it most likely be?
Yeah. But it was just more that the way she said it is like, if I look at his shoulder, it would be, and I'm like, I look at his shoulder, I don't know.
Don't worry about it. Pretty sure the orange part is entirely metal, so his
Okay.
arm. It's kind of like, you know, Full Metal Alchemist, like automail, or a big chunk of your shoulder, if it's your arm, is also covered in metal at the very least.
For the kind of integration that it needs.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike prosthetics we have today, which...
Yeah, honestly, you can just install something in your brain
Yeah.
at this point.
It's wireless
Yeah.
instead.
Utilitarian, yeah. It doesn't strike me as a type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding.
See, I would love to produce, or not necessarily produce, but, you know, develop prosthetics. I think that's cool. Also make something that could help people.
The young and the restless and the rich, swapping in neon and chrome lips because they like the way it looks.
Is she saying that he had it done just for the looks?
No, she's saying that he doesn't care about it. He doesn't care about aesthetics and how it looks.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
He's
Sorry.
not the young, the restless, and the rich. You know! Or the way it makes other people start looking at them. No, he's pragmatic, grounded, and And very unlucky. I mean, is that wrong?
Guess you can say that again.
He's framed for being a serial killer.
Mm.
In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod.
Really?
Really. I don't even have a brother. I was like, she's just fucking lying out of her ass right now to make him feel better. He had everything planned out. A whole career path with promotions and bonuses and the upgrades that afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present. Test results politely informing him that he's not a viable candidate. Yeah, you have to be like a candidate to be able to actually get modded. Not everyone can just do it.
Is that going to be elaborated on?
I can't remember if it does.
Well,
we'll see.
I wasn't necessarily going to say that in this episode.
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Because that could be interesting.
Yeah, because the first episode focuses more on like androids and stuff, than it focuses on modding. So.
Warm androids.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Can imagine. Of course. Considering we have a whole ass article about it.
It really focuses on the points of what's an android, what's an AI, and what's a robot and stuff like that. So.
How to classify things.
And what laws in this world governs those things. Because, you know, androids ain't humans, so they can't be prosecuted. But the owner can.
I forgot my phone.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I wanted to turn on like.
Oh.
Maybe you can do that.
I can probably do that. I think he felt relieved, actually. Chimkin.
Chimkin. Light.
It
burns.
Like, what?
It burns.
Wow. It's not even real light.
What?
Like, I guess it's not from the sun. There's no UV light.
Well, we could put in UV lamps.
Yes.
But
they're very expensive.
They're not in the cheapest, no. And also, using them is expensive.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. They're expensive to use. Because they use so much power.
Well, I was also going from the point that it's not something people buy often, therefore it doesn't get produced as much, and therefore it's usually a bit more expensive to buy the bulb itself, but yes, also the amount of, like, I think the one we use is 50 wattage.
So.
50 watts.
And this is one bulb.
50 watt.
No, I hadn't read that because you, when I started reading it. No.
Press L. Thank you.
Seemed like it was a weight off his chest. Like he was glad that he didn't have to choose. No, you started speaking while I started saying the words, so I had to stop.
Sorry.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think it does. I always figured if I'd start at all, I'd start small. A hand or an eye. Test the water. Never thought about lopping my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was enthusiastic.
Yeah.
He said, cause of the NCDA.
Don't worry about what that means right now.
Oh, okay. There was financial aid and resources. Of course, I got shit canned, so now me and every other modder is royally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit.
The new Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed. So that's what it is. Citizens with Disabilities Act. But I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. Probably not.
I worked the tighter spaces, the highest volt environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Typical stuff for modders, you know?
He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. But the right word choice here or there can still make a difference. You look in the canopy? You must be... I guess there's a choice coming. Strong, good with heights, under a lot of pressure.
Well, that one unlocked, so I suppose I'll take that one.
You must be under a lot of pressure now that the subways are cordoned off. Cordoned? Cordoned off.
Damn straight. And this crap with Long? Once word got out that the case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that internal affairs is gonna come knocking if they misplaced as much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving.
No room for engineering?
Yeah. And no patience for screw-ups.
He's trying very hard to not look at his shoulder. Why aren't you wearing your prosthetic right now, Carlos? That's what the song's called.
No, I was just like, is it because she wants to know what he's gonna say? Because she already knows.
Yeah, it just probably wants to hear.
Yeah, that. Rejection issues starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights.
Rejection? Did the therapy not take? Well, you got a new term. Mod therapy. Shown results for body modification therapy. The process of adjusting the human mind and body for the unique challenges and stresses that come with cybernetic body modifications. Typically includes physical therapy, mental technique instruction, and sensitivity training. Depending on an individual's viability, or lack thereof, medications and even minor viral tuning may be employed to modify the body's immune response. But improvements made in recent years in medically sterile alloys have greatly reduced the percentage of the patients that require such treatment.
I mean, yeah.
But if you get them cheap, like this guy probably did, you can't be sure that it's sterile.
Nope.
It might also just be really unlucky. It still happens.
Yeah.
So.
But certainly isn't something you just do.
No.
It's not like a tattoo.
No.
And even those are not the most secure.
Nope.
Obviously, you have to go to someone who you trust to get one. Can't just get anyone to do it.
Nope.
It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything.
Then, do these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars?
Not in the way you're thinking.
Huh?
I'm right-handed.
Ah, shit! So those cuts on his face are just from shaving? Yeah, poor guy had to shave with his left hand.
Yeah.
Poor Flat.
Flat out unlucky.
Yeah.
Never thought this would go on so long. I'd have to relearn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, but then spasms. Sorry.
Your whole body was like, you ate.
Just oversensitivity, they said. An easy fix.
They said.
They said.
But the problem got bigger.
Couldn't let it get that far. Needs to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. drop our cutter at the wrong moment and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm, and watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line.
Where did you turn it in?
Some mass turnaround chop shop with a waiting list like you wouldn't.
It doesn't sound like you're a happy customer.
Hell no! I'd found a dozen other clinics with shorter wait times. But as long as I'm renting and not owning.
The manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance. Oh. Returns! That's pathetic. A How Industries Habilis 2085 mechanical limp. Boasts impressive grip, strength, dexterity, and low cost of maintenance. The success of it and its sister products went a long way towards securing state contracts for How Industries. Submitted 5 weeks ago at a How Partner Prosthetic Adjustment Clinic. Average waitlist duration of 40 business days due to user-reported sensitivity issues. And you need it for work. That's fucked, dude.
Yeah. Yes. And that's why I'm sitting here with this expensive ass stump for a shoulder. I haven't been able to work in weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I've got 2 working arms again.
You couldn't buy or rent a replacement yourself, just in the meantime?
I serve at the pleasure of the state. And they've got exclusivity contracts with Hindi, all locked up white knuckle tight.
Hindi? How Industries? What? I don't know about How Industries. How Industries is the world leader in the research, development, manufacturing, and fitting of cybernetic prosthetics for commercial and private use. And we're hiring! We're seeking motivated and passionate archivists, programmers, salespeople, and college graduates with degrees in digital archaeology, cybernetic anatomy, and more. Not interested in sponsors, search results, see further with the premium account. As I recall, he's registered with one of their Habilis models.
If I took one step on site with uninsured tech, forget the fines. I'd lose the down payment and my arm. And I'd never work in the city again. If this was last quarter, maybe I could have worked something out with management, but like I said, no one's sticking their neck out for anyone now that belongs in deep, hot shit.
You mentioned discomfort. Hello, Carlos. Occupation civil engineer, canopy. Likes airports, worn shoes, and firm beds. Dislikes caps, musicals, and cashews. Favorite flower is a poppy. His student debt is sizable, and his luck is poor. And he just had his birthday! This is around now, July 8th. What is it today?
August 7th?
No! No, it's not! It's his birthday!
Well, not for a while.
What?
Considering he's probably not born yet.
No, that's not what I meant. What the fuck does that matter for a fictional character? God damn it. Are you in pain?
Pain'll come and go. It's the edges that'll kill you. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything.
Phantom pain? Phantom in general? Phantom pain. Pain or discomfort that the brain experiences as coming from an amputated part of the body. When stimuli stops coming from a part of the body that is no longer there, the areas of the nervous system that were previously devoted to processing those sensations reconfigure themselves to still be of use. Occasionally, the brain mistakes this new sensory processing as still being associated with pain or sensation from the amputated limb. Because the brain is stupid sometimes. Because of the large mental element at play, therapy for phantom pain reduction necessarily involves psychological conditioning and often the use of prosthetics. Phantom pain has become more widely experienced and understood as a result of the spread of the body modification movement. Debate over whether the modern scene has increased or decreased public empathy for amputees and the disabled remains contentious. Did you mean phantom visions? Phantom visions are caused by faulty insulation on cybernetic eye mods, resulting in periodic electrical discharge across the retina. Schedule a consultation immediately if you suspect this applies to you. Users also frequently search for "my mod hurts," motor itching. Is my arm haunted? I mean, that's just how it feels like sometimes when you don't have it.
Well, if you want to know about phantom pain, I got a game for you. This is the 4th or 5th one, I forget. No. Metal Gear Solid. I think it's 5. Phantom Pain. That's what it's called.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's the 5th one. I forget. Because 3 is Snake Eater.
Snake Eater!
4...
Fine. Who cares? Who cares?
I care. Arm shaped attached to me.
Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? Something that clinics lend out for cases like this?
What they gave me is a deadweight 3-jointed landfill baked piece of shit.
Alright, then.
Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling having a part of your body that you know they cut corners on.
Fair enough.
It fits, it's compatible, technically. I can slot it in and feel unbalanced again. But the fingers don't even bend and the quick twitch motors are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep or dead.
So, were you wearing it when... when you were arrested?
No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence, so...
Oh, more evidence! Here's a rental.
For rental use only?
Yeah. A HAL Industries Bronzier 2081 prosthetic limb, an affordable model. Customers frequently cite issues with finger articulation and quick twitch movements. Records show Carter's flat was provided this model while his habilis is being repaired, but he claims to rarely wear it. Currently in police custody.
Yeah, affordable model?
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't have gotten too far.
So Detective Reyes was being quite literal about how he was found. Oh yeah, you probably forgot that, but they did say that he was only having like one arm at the time.
I remember.
Yeah. He had the victim's blood on his left arm, only because at the time in question, he didn't even have a right. No inconsistencies in the story so far, and he's opened up about as well as can be expected. But this has all just been a warm-up for the both of us. Now comes the delicate part. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other?
Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually we just got together at some point. guess I never actually asked her out the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. And she was in genetics, focused her studies on agriculture.
It always takes them a few tries to get used to using past tense. I mean, yeah.
Just finished her post-grad work this year. Got hired right out of the gates. Practically headhunted. You believe that? Practically headhunted. Of course she was. Any company would be lucky to have her, unlike... It was a real-ass job. Paid real-ass money, too.
So her career was starting to pan out. Right as yours had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired?
Pedigree? No, Perigee.
Perigee.
Pierogies?
No, Perigee Laboratories.
No, sorry, I was just making a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Perigee Laboratories. I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella.
That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows 1/3 of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. Soybeans.
Well, they might not be as tasty as we would know.
Probably not. One client that size, the lot wouldn't need any others.
You know, it's just meant to be cheap protein.
Yeah. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix without a little throat cutting, but Harco's about as tame as big business can get. Predictable like the seasons, no one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. She's really enjoying it, but yeah.
We have to put it back at some point.
Yeah, but she's enjoying it so much. And she adjusted well to her new job?
Yeah, they loved having her there.
She never mentioned arguments or disputes. Corporate politics getting rough?
I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. And there's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her.
It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. But with no other suspects, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to disprove their argument entirely. Are you okay?
Yeah, just loud noise in my head.
Oh no! Is it tinnitus? Oh no.
I at least believe it is. Don't know what else it would be.
Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful.
It was?
Now, I'd like you to try and tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight.
Oh.
Start at the beginning, and take your time. The details are important.
Alright, Miss,
Morgan.
I'll try, Morgan.
When you're ready.
We were arguing. We have been arguing a lot lately. Arguing about stupid stuff.
Yes, you know, people in relationships tend to do.
Shouldn't really?
No, but there's always fights here and there in any relationship. It's pretty normal.
I haven't been working, haven't been making money. I haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself, but more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money.
The reports say you were arguing around 8 p.m.
8? Yeah, must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have. And I said one thing that I really shouldn't have. I crossed the line and we both knew it, so I left.
You left?
Yeah, walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud.
Mood. I know how that feels.
And while I was pissing away the time, Diane was...
Did you bring your phone with you? Or any other electronics?
No. I kind of stormed off. I didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me.
With optics down, traffic and straight level cameras won't help him. That leaves... Did you go through a checkpoint or talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything, cash or credit?
No, not even a vending machine.
Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have met my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate.
I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. You could have gone out.
I just saw her walk in that direction. She's not in the bed any longer, so...
Well, maybe check one of the Calyx rooms.
Have you seen her?
Let's do that.
You're pressing my books out!
You know, I've taken a picture of her like that before.
It's just, I didn't expect her to be that comfy.
She likes sitting there for some reason.
Oh my god.
It's like I can look out. It's like, hello. Sorry if I don't have all the details quite right. My head is. But if my exact route would help, the cam's probably... What is it? Optics was what? Can that even happen?
And there's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed. Meaning you've got no alibi.
This...
Poor dude.
This can't... Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't...
Carlos, I'm the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. I'm your best friend tonight.
That's not how it works, but okay.
So let's just get it all out there and see what we've got to work with. I mean, she's just a good defense lawyer. Believes in her client. For whatever reason.
Well...
Does her job.
You can't just blindly believe people.
No, that's Ace Attorney bullshit.
Yeah.
She's doing it because, you know, she's proud of her job in some way, I assume. Because, like she said, she could just, you know, plea a guilty bargain, and then just get paid anyways. You get paid no matter what the outcome is. But she's like, might as well do it, you know? Now, you said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back?
I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't know what it was. It was loud. And it scared me. Muffin. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first. But at some point I must have started running, because when I got back I was so out of breath. And when I saw that the front door was open, something dropped in my chest and my lungs wouldn't...
You live on the first floor, right?
Yeah, first floor apartment, street facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. In the hallway, I saw her, but I didn't realize. I never thought that she was... The lights were off, the whole room was a mess. I thought that we'd been robbed, or she had fallen, or... There was broken glass, furniture knocked over. And she was... I called her name and she didn't move. I checked her pulse and she was still warm, her blood was warm. And I saw the gun.
No, that was Morgan who said that.
Oh.
The gun.
The gun. It looked so heavy, but I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want it to be real.
Is that why you picked it up?
What? Pick it up? I didn't touch that thing. I didn't shoot her, damn it.
But doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies, bad lies especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie. But it can be hard to know what to do about it. I have all the proof I need on my files, but he's nervous and defensive.
Ow.
No, your arm.
I just bent it a weird way.
And none of this works if he doesn't trust me.
Trust.
Heads up! Stay up to date with the details of all evidence by checking your phone!
Phone.
If your clients notice that you don't know what you're talking about, they'll stop giving you any credit! You did touch the gun, Carlos. That's just a fact, because... It was his prints, right?
Yep.
Pretty sure. It's a fact that your fingerprints are on that gun.
What? But I didn't do this. I wasn't thinking. I was just...
Carlos, all I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all.
Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun?
Now that's taking it a little bit too far there, Carlos. Well, it explains how its prints got on the gun, but not in a way that would satisfy the police. Still, if all he did was hold the gun.
So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. But seeing it in my own home, right in front of...
You were in shock, Carlos. You still are.
Shooketh.
Shooketh. He has been shooketh.
The police came in some time after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast, it seemed like. The rest of my night went probably the way you'd expect.
Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trashed when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight?
What? Physical? We never fought. We never fought like that.
Just, having arguments, which is what happens in a relationship.
Did the police say we did?
They assumed as much, which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos has told me, what else did they assume?
Assume. What is it?
I'd like you to take a look at something for me. The crime scene.
The scene crime. Oh.
It's an AI module built from data taken as the police entered, so...
Right, it's just that...
It's just data, Carlos. No grisly details.
Okay, let me see it.
Take your time.
Alright, I think I got it.
That's how the police found things. Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place.
Alright.
I'll take notes. You just say whatever comes to mind.
I don't remember. Sorry.
It's fine.
I don't remember exactly where everything was. But, well, the mirror was upright, of course. And that clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point, and the bed got tossed, the cushions torn, and the urn fell. Other than that... No, sorry, that's all that stands out to me.
I see. Like so? Right, I forgot. She's so bad at drawing. I love it. Oh. It's a beautiful drawing. What's wrong? Something out of place? Nope.
His face says everything. Try not to laugh.
Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up. Look at her, she's so proud of it! Oh my god.
It's just, I guess I just assumed your notes would be making edits to the AR.
Well, I suppose that works too. She didn't even consider it. I think she got the message. She's like, God damn it. It's still gonna be added as evidence though, and I love it. The drawing is still there. Flat statement. Carlos Flat's testimony on the state of the crime scene when he left the apartment. The mirror was upright, that clock was on the wall, the chair got knocked over, the bed got tossed, and cushions torn. I can't even fucking see the bed from here.
What am I looking at? I can see the clock.
Yeah, and that's the mirror.
Is
right
that the...
beside it, yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's like a screen or a window, and then there's the chair.
What about the bed?
I don't know.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, the rest I am not entirely sure what she drew.
Is that supposed to be the vase?
The urn? I don't know.
Or urn? Whatever you want to call it. I'm so confused. Sorry, I didn't mean... I think your drawing was pretty good, considering...
I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos.
Right.
She's like, fuck off! Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk.
Letter? What do you mean?
I mean this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession.
A confession? But this is just a note to self!
I fucking love how the police just assumed everything. Because he is the most unlucky the unluckiest person you'll ever meet in your entire life. Pardon?
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 Look, when we fight, I lose my temper, say things I don't mean to. So this morning I tried writing things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her.
Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them.
That's... I broke her fidget tubbies.
Oh, fidget tubbies!
What the fuck are fidget tubbies?
Don't worry, you'll know, don't worry.
Okay.
Her what? What?
Her fidget tubbies.
Look at you! I love how the music just went, woohoo!
Goodness.
They're so adorable.
Uh-huh.
It's wearing a tutu!
There are these collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be like tactile. You use them as paperweights or conversation starters.
Conversation starters? She's like, I don't even know what the fuck this is.
She loves those little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them.
Fidget tubbies! Collectible and fragile ceramic conversation starters. The victim's personal collection was pulverized by Carlos Flat's replacement prosthetic arm the morning of the murder. evidently an acquired taste. I love how she like has personal like notes for this. It's funny.
I mean, I was busy at the time, but I got that goddamn piece of shit rental arm. I hardly know where I'm swinging it half the time. Got so angry I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That cheap, dusty, worthless piece of fucking shit. Fuck that!
Okay. Let's say he did break her frigid duckies with his replacement. I can't even keep a fucking straight face. His fidget tubbies! Get it straight, Morgan! She's so out of touch with these kinds of things. It's so funny.
Yeah, I suppose.
Alright. What does that change? You got another evidence, by the way, or an update on evidence, I think. To his rental arm. Carlos discarded it in frustration after smashing into the victim's collectibles and hasn't worn it since. Nothing at the moment. There is not enough detail in the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to write it. But if the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the heartbreak killings anyway.
Couldn't even bother to sweep them up. I felt so...
Oh. Is that the...
Yeah.
Debris? Alright, Carlos. Thanks for answering my questions. Now I'm going to call the police back in here and I'm going to get this cleaned up for you. Cleared up for you. Same, I guess. Just figuratively cleaned it up. Get you out of this fucking mess.
What? That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Although, before I do that, I do have to ask. What do you know about the Heartbreak Killer?
Heartbreak? You mean that psycho that was trending all month?
Yeah, that sounds pretty apt.
I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everybody's on edge. A guy like that out there. He shoots people. Through the heart, right?
Shut through the heart! Literally just said that. The police have kept the victim's appearances far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend.
I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that's just... That doesn't mean anything, does it?
If he's this slow on the uptake, it's gonna be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. I'll just have to squash that theory. As quickly and... What the fuck, Aiko? Stop there like... Stop, turns around like... What happened? You happened, Aiko! Good. This is why there's no space for you in there. You have a cave.
How about we take a small break before we get the
police? A literal cave for you in the Calyx, and you choose to throw down my shit on the other shelves because you want to be there. Excuse me. That's my study books.
We'll be right back. Remember, a break for us means a break for you. So get up, stretch, cycle your fluids, as in, goes to the toilet, get something to drink. Take medicine if you haven't.
The healthy things in life.
I haven't taken my medicine, so I need to take my medicine
go do
too.
That.
So yeah, we'll be right back.
Sure thing, Bubby.
Anyways, we're back.
Yeah. In case you didn't notice.
Yeah.
We were making weird sounds. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Just some bubbly water.
Yeah. As quickly and definitively as possible. It's now 4 a.m.
Who the fuck decided it should, like, differentiate and...
Because everything's broken.
I suppose. Flat foot.
Oh.
I didn't realize you...
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's quickly over. You can, for a fee. It's basically what she says.
I guess so.
You know, like the whole rich people be like, technically, it is legal. It just costs money. Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock.
Right. I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this.
No, of course not. It'll be my first homicide defense, though. Why does everyone always think the first time's so goddamn important? Hey, cheer up! I've got relevant experience in other areas.
And, what are those areas?
You ever gamble, Carlos?
No, ma'am. I'd never go anywhere near loot boxes.
I love how they're just called loot boxes! It says everything! I meant more like playing cards. You know, the old-fashioned gambling.
Oh, well, then, no, that too. I actually got terrible luck.
Could have fooled me. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. Poker is nice because even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win. Which makes things pretty fun.
Okay, so, do you have a good poker face?
Have you seen her? She has the best poker faces. Like, all those, like, emotions she puts on, she doesn't feel them. She just shows them. It's amazing. I like to think so.
And are you lucky?
Only when the stakes are high.
And, in this metaphor, we're playing poker, and the state's the dealer?
If only. No, the state's more like the house.
You mean like the house always wins?
Yes. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there and we're down here. That's why they're the house.
So,
where did that come from?
From the noise it made.
Oh, so my headset turned off at some point during the break. I didn't hear anything.
Whenever it showed the house, it was like.
Yeah, okay. I didn't even hear that. No. Sorry. I don't think I paid attention to it. I was watching Marcy stream it either because it was on the television.
I guess. So what do?
We play the cards well dealt as best as we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. And then we'll be politely asked to leave.
That doesn't sound very triumphant.
The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose.
Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more like asking, like, what should I say?
Nothing. Just leave all the talking to me. You should say absolutely nothing. You're not the lawyer here.
Shut up. So that's the strategy. What's up?
You know there's a saying about gamblers with strategies. Oh. Yo, ready to confess yet? Because I already woke up the DA. Already? She must be new. The district attorneys have final say in whether or not a case is brought to trial. Yes, it's true even in this time. Only fair, since they're the ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then, you'll have to call them back. Because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here.
Right. What she said.
You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time, kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective. Sure, it's not like you just talked about gambling.
Counselor, we have your client's written confession.
His written confession. Let's start there.
Okay, well...
We'll be happy to. The thrust of every argument starts with the facts. What's already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint-by-numbers stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment. With his fingerprints on it. Apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. Now, how are you planning on spinning that? Those are the facts. But I've been building up my hand all night. And now I've got the weapons to answer anything you try and throw at me. Well, my client did write that note, and it was an apology. But not for murder.
They're bringing murder!
No!
Judas, no!
What? No! He was apologizing for... Alright, analyze the facts as they're laid out, then thump through the responses in your hand. Drag and drop the card that best answers the argument into the slot on the right.
So I might not have the right answer? Is that how I'm supposed to take this?
Well, you just have the best answer. You can mouse over your opponent's portrait for a reminder on what key point you're actually answering.
Okay.
Yeah, you made a confession. So you have ceramic and a revolver. If you think you have one, you just brought it over there. You're simply apologizing for this. The hell's that? I found myself asking that exact same question. But you guys filed it as not important, so here we are.
What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene?
This diagram of the room. It's graded from data you captured, right?
Pure, non-GMO augmented reality.
Non-GMO augmented reality? What?
I don't know.
Non-genetically modified augmented reality?
Crime scene data.
Yeah. What's non-GMO?
Not much these days.
I love how he said it, but she's like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, don't bother, it doesn't matter anymore.
The way I understand it is that, like, she asks, like, what is non-GMO? And he's like...
She's just asking,
about
what is the term? What
does this mean? And he's like, nothing is non-GMO.
Yeah.
These days. And
it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Everything's GMO these days. That's essentially what she's saying. And she's like, what?
Yeah. she's so, like, young, she doesn't know what it is because everything's GMO.
Yeah.
I love it. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit for sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. You know, the thing you flagged as not relevant? Yeah, it's actually very relevant.
So, what, this room has a western and east side, like Berlin?
I think it's probably no compared to an actual compass.
No, I know. I'm sorry.
It's actually kind of important to know if it's the western side or if it's the eastern side of the room, so pay attention.
Okay.
The hell is that?
Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed.
Actually, that's not possible, because as you can see, it's still whole.
Can we let them get there?
No.
Oh.
It's also just because, you know, they're not really necessarily doing their utmost best at figuring out the crime, because that's not how the system works any longer.
I get that.
Yeah.
But
so it's not that they're stupid, they just didn't bother. Because that vase was, wasn't damaged. Wasn't here!
It's fake.
Fake news, bitch!
No. No. No!
It's not possible for that debris to have come from the vase. Because that vase is still pristine. I don't know how you didn't see that. How is that? I mean, I can see her being like that, but how the fuck did London not see this?
How's that possible?
Oh, I think it,
Oh, there you go. The lady that at that garage sale told me it was so old and delicate.
It doesn't matter! Stop!
Damn it, the one thing I try and a thrift shop on my own.
Shop on my own. You put an A in there.
Oh, sorry. Damn it, the one time I try and thrift shop on my own?
Well, so what? What does it even matter?
If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it.
Then the debris must have come from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote that apology over. You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming? That is not exactly what he said, but...
Sort of.
I am, because that pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of Vigibob. Fidget tech. She cannot pronounce it.
Fidget tubbies.
That, what he said. Mr. Flood broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident, and this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology.
Can you prove that?
We're taking this seriously? I was meant to say wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote that note. You can't click if you're put your bar up because you opened up the menu bar up there.
I didn't even realize I'd opened that.
No, if you get up near the top, it'll pop up, so...
Okay, well... Good to know the game sucks. Got him!
These nuts!
Exactly!
And you can all plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it wouldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles.
Those things.
Yeah, they're so cute! Simple, right? The hell are you on about? The entire room was trashed, as the arcs clearly shows. Oh no, she's playing poker with you now. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten polarized during the struggle too. You're really gonna claim you sat down and write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down? Fair point.
Are there cameras in the apartment?
I don't think so, unless they have a camera that they can access. There's a lot of cameras that, you know, the government can access for these kinds of things.
Because then it's like a case of like, you know, just show when he broke them.
Yeah. If he had like a modded eye, they could just show that. But he doesn't.
Does she?
Example. No, not as far as we know.
Okay.
Otherwise it would have been, you know, easy to prove. Not a bad train of thought.
Actually, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. But I can do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof. So you got the rental, Stefan O'Neill, a dusty fidgetable slayer, a dusty fidget tubby slayer in police custody. Let's take a closer look at the rental you took into custody. Huh? One swipe of your fingers should show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle body ecosystem. Fickle body? You cannot. It's fidget tubbies. Whatever. She does not care. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your techs found ceramic debris on it, yes?
Now that you mention it.
We did, actually! Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm while he was killing her. Happy? Overjoyed, because
even a cheap arm's got an operating system that logged the last time it was worn, right?
Right.
See, I happened to spot a footnote on the lab reports said that rental
ambience.
quite loud,
yeah.
and annoying.
Ambience. This game has a lot of it.
I'm just gonna.
Can put.
It's probably okay.
No, you click.
No. What the fuck? Why? Oh my god! I wasn't paying attention.
No, you're clicking the wrong button. You had to go out first. Oh well. It's fine.
See, I happened to spot a footnote on the lab report.
It's like a shortening of it said, or that said.
That's so weird. I wouldn't do that, but okay.
No, I mean, it's not like necessarily grammatically correct, but it's a way people speak. Just like Flat says course instead of course.
Yeah, no, it's not so much that. It's just more... I wouldn't say it like that, but what do I know?
Some people do.
Report said that rental hadn't been used since the AM. The what AM? What?
The AM.
The AM.
Yeah, that just remember she was murdered in PM, so AM that automatically means he threw it off before the murder happened.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird, but okay.
Whose side are you on, old man?
It's gotten pretty late, sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time where I can.
Well, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service! Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrawled and how panicked that note is. You expecting to believe he was that upset over a fidget tubby collection? One that hasn't even been graded? She knows her stuff! Setting aside Detective Reyes' surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles, you're correct, they held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be so shaken over their loss. But so what? So what? After all, that's not panic you're seeing on that page. No. The only reason that note looks the way it does is because Carlos...
is an engineer!
Yeah! Y'all know engineers right shit! No, he's right-handed. Because Carlos is right-handed. They probably never bothered to ask him.
No, I am. Did they not know that? Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something?
So the reason why that note looks like an asylum wall scribbles is just because he had to use his left hand to write it.
I tend to think better writing than typing. And I need to get used to using my left anyway. I just thought it could be good practice. Taking that into account, alongside the ceramics.
Your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Which is, you know, not very watertight.
No, but you catch fish.
Yeah, but it was watertight you talked about.
But you get the fish. That's the important part.
And that's the truth coming out.
Of the fishnet? I hope not.
Anyways, we'll stop with the analogies. It's getting too far now, even for me. Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Let's talk about his fingerprints. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client's remorseless. Your client's remorseless. Oh my god.
That's what you said.
Yeah, but my brain was like, remorselessness! And I tried to stop myself, and then I had to redo it.
Well, it could have said you've established your client's remorselessness.
Yes, but that's not what she said.
No, she said your client's remorseless.
Yeah.
Is remorseless.
Exactly. That's also what I had to like, wait, the sentence stops, so I can't say remorselessness. It's not how it works. Anyways. Now let's get back to the reality of the situation.
Back to reality.
Here are the facts. Fucking love the grin she has. You found your client at the scene of the crime.
Crime of the scene.
Wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood. Fair.
I don't have a grip for that.
Right next to a big old goddamn gun that just so happens to have his fingerprints on it.
Oh, sweet, a gun!
Take this, old man! Yeah. Anyone who knows where that's from, kudos to you. Because I don't think many people know. Well, that's right. That coat is. What? You gonna claim it's not his? That he actually wears an extra small? She's trying to bait me in her typical low-key fashion.
Typical. You just met her. What? Okay.
Morgan's like, I already understand her character 110%.
Completely.
Yeah, 110%, I might add.
Okay.
I know. Alright. As the arguments flow, you won't always have the stronger hand.
Okay.
Sometimes the best you can do is hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. Try to lose as little credit as possible while you wait for a more favorable chance. She must have something. No sense playing into it.
Is that supposed to be a poker face? She looks so annoyed.
Yeah. Something you'd like to ask me, detective? I'm just curious. What'll it be next? You gonna tell me he actually wears an extra small? So here you can either stay, you can hover over it and see what it says. He doesn't wear an extra small. Or you can say race and you can see what she says to that.
What the fuck?
You can also... Don't worry about it.
XSS?
Extra small?
No, what? What?
No. Extra small size, I think.
Is America okay?
No.
Okay.
You can also hover. Like, you can't actually raise this time, so let's just say stay. Usually you can hover over and see each argument. Gee, Carlos, do you?
No.
Yeah. Sure there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention? Still can't. Right now she's just introducing it to him. There's no evil twin, obviously! No, I'm afraid not. Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime? To prove his innocence, I will need to get there eventually. But going there now, without hard evidence... Yeah, that's not a good idea, is it?
So we need something made of metal? Preferably steel?
Like a gun? I mean...
I guess!
It's hard evidence! Sorry. You said made of metal, preferably steel.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, so that you can prove a third party. Or I can't prove a third party. You can't prove it yet, I think. So... I have no evidence of a third person at this time. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day in the arcs. No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. It was obvious she had something there. I was gonna win that hand either way. But at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. But yeah, from now on you can choose which one, and sometimes you do have to race. It's about like figuring out, can you actually do what she says? Because if you can't, you're gonna lose more credit. And if your credit goes to zero, you lose the game. So we're not contesting any of that.
Is that supposed to be a smiley?
What?
Is that supposed to be a smiley?
I don't know.
Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if it
dead.
is.
I'm dead, not happy about it.
My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked it up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene. Which was not smart.
Hey!
But not illegal either. And that's all. He had her blood all over his clothes. Yes, he did.
Alright.
Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way?
The lab's finished with them a while ago.
What are you getting at? It will be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me? You know what? Sure. I could use the fresh air. This thing's a bullshit in here anyway.
And here I thought the room smelled like... Psst, Morgan. Hey, Morgan.
Morgan, hey, Morgan,
Listen.
hey, Morgan,
listen.
Morgan, listen.
What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. So doesn't like make me look bad? Really bad?
Just relax, Carlos.
I'm pretty sure that's impossible.
You're innocent. And that means that having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you.
Really?
Really? Not really. Plenty of innocent people impression. I mean, she's not wrong.
Have confidence.
Yeah.
No confidence.
She exudes confidence, but she's just spouting shit.
Was this fucking Ace Attorney? Pulling shit out your ass?
I mean, she's not pulling shit out her ass. She's just spouting shit to her client. Okay. She's not pulling like theories out of her ass because she does gamble, you know. People with bad luck or bad lawyers.
Got him!
Yeah! Not like me, though. I'm perfect. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing.
What was it that reminded me of?
Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket fresh from the lab. So what's your angle? You're gonna tell us this is actually just hot sauce? I would like to, but no. No. That would be silly. I love how she had to think about it.
She actually thought it over.
Yeah. So what the hell's your point? Hey. Sorry, just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. He's just proving your innocence. You might want to look at what the jacket says in the evidence. What?
No.
You should definitely.
No.
Yeah, go look.
No.
Go look right now.
Why right now? We can do it later.
Because you might need it.
Yeah, just keep going. I'll look at it if I'm confused.
My client was arrested. Oh. Hello, cybernetic.
Hola.
Look at it after Ace lays out the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose. The problem is just we're laying out the cards right now, so.
I'll have time. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's not like we're under time pressure.
No, it's not Danganronpa.
So, you know, it's okay.
That's true.
Even though it is a gun cylinder that's up there, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just, you know. Yeah, you're not under time pressure.
Yes!
Yeah. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder.
Murder.
It has the victim's blood on it, who we know died when she was shot in the heart. Just like that one song. By a gun that happens to be an old world, pre-tacking firearm.
Wow, fuck you.
I mean, for them, it's old.
Fuck you.
And And so this coat proves he couldn't have been the shooter. Is there gas leak in here? In what world does that make any sense? Sense happens to be key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can. So, what you can smell in the code with your nose, what you can feel in the code with your hands, what you can see on the code with your eyes.
Okay.
So now you're gonna look. The coat the suspect was wearing when taken into custody back from analysis. Blood on the sleeve matches that of the victim with pretty much 100% certainty. No other details of any forensic significance found. So we know this is an old gun. What should be on the coat that is not on the coat, according to forensics? That's basically what they're asking. Just do me one favor, detective.
I think... Yeah, because you should be able to smell it.
Yeah, you should be able to smell gunpowder on it, yes. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dried blood. Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but it doesn't smell of...
That's what I've been smelling.
Cigarette! That's what I've been smelling! What's funny is that if you check the backlog, the dialogue is loaded with hints to the answer. Yeah, it is. It is.
What?
The smell thing. With the gunpowder and everything, yeah. It repeatedly references various scents all the time. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation, please?
I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket?
If you would.
Let's see. Huh. No gunpowder.
What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. Can't be more than a few years older than me.
You say now.
Yeah. But not before your partners, it seems. See, gunpowder is weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. I don't know what the fuck they use in today's standards, so...
Prone to...
It's basically...
Depends on how you look at it, I suppose.
It's flammable, easily flammable. It's like one small spark. So it's not as safe as what they're using now, comparatively. Whatever they're using. And when he goes bang, he leaves behind an awful lot of evidence. Hell is she talking about, London?
But firearms like the ones we carry use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. I mean, we do have an electric gun.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic gun.
Yes.
That shoots bullets through that said thing.
A ray gun is basically just fucking physics.
It is called a ray gun, yes.
Yeah. It's basically just electromagnetism, where you fire one thing into another until it reaches speed!
Well, in this case, it's more of a, we just have a bunch of electromagnets in a row that turn on in sequence to make said bullet fly fast.
Yeah.
Or said object.
I made a, makeshift ray gun when I was doing physics at high school. Just with magnets.
It's not hard.
No, it's not, really. Magnets are like the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, but the issue can be with reliability,
yes,
accuracy. There's all kinds of things that comes into question when it comes to that, which is why, well, it's not really popular as a firearm.
No, it's widely popular in, a certain scientific railgun.
Wow.
It's only really a magical makeshift railgun though, because you just shoot her lightning through a coin and she flips. And the coin just goes BANG!
they've got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. The new guns, I suppose.
Yes.
And they don't leave behind any residue.
Gunpowder residue. You talk my ear off about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one? It'll leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So then his coat. If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they had found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. They said nothing else was found but blood, so... Whatever.
It's not like I like you or anything. Baka.
She doesn't. She hates Morgan. That just means he washed off after shooting her, or he changed his clothes. There's fucking blood on it! Reyes! That's not possible.
Impossible.
That's not impossible, sorry. But it would be pretty pointless. Huh? His jacket and his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? Speechless. In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flats is facing. As soon as possible.
Whoa.
They're faltering now. Should topple over at any moment. The letter was mostly icing on the cake for them. But that gun is all he had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun, I'll admit things were a little dicey there at times. But once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. I mean,
Yeah, don't say.
Yeah. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say... Did she get a message?
Wait, did they actually manage to find it?
Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. I mean, that is my job. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the crime or something. I didn't get to read it.
Sorry, I accidentally hit it.
The moment of the shooting, and right now, I'm staring at the photo of the killer. Wanna bet? A photo of the shooter? If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. Alright. So where are them? She must have something. She must be bluffing. What do you think?
Why is it red?
Don't worry about that. It's always that color.
Yeah, no, I was wondering.
I think it's
What
because they have the Justice Blind thing down there. Just mimicking that.
Well, still makes me wonder about, you know, the color.
Yeah.
As in, like, this is supposed to be safe, this is supposed to be dangerous.
Or race is just Morgan's color because she's red. Don't worry about it. It's just, I think it's just because it's more dangerous to race if you're wrong. There's a high risk involved in racing here.
Okay, yeah, I can go with that.
Also, what do you think? You think
fuck ton of guns?
Yeah.
What?
I would assume because stay is safe, yeah, and race is risky. Unless you already figured it out.
What's with all the guns?
Don't worry about it.
But I do worry about it.
It's a goddess of justice with guns. No need to worry about it.
A bunch of machine guns and pistol?
Yeah.
And something else?
a sniper as well.
Oh, 2 pistols.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Justice is blind. Spray or pay. Spray and pray.
Spray and pray.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah. So you think she's bluffing, or do you think she actually has something? Something. Be the key word.
I suppose I'll just have a look.
It's the photo of the shooter. If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking, but that's just pulling that out of her ass. Got something from the scrubbers. It's what Morgan is saying about this.
Ow. Mike.
Net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the shooting. Right now, I'm staring at a photo of the killer.
You say the exact moment of the shooting. Are you sure?
That's what Reyes says.
What if it's just a photo of him holding the gun?
You're gonna have to choose.
Fuck you.
That's a bold bluff for this late in the game, detective. Especially when we both know that there was an optics blackout during the shooting. Well, that's just it. This isn't from optics. You lost there. You lost that bit. Morgan literally tells you the correct answer. Yeah, I know. I was just letting Ramona do whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine.
Also just wants to see what will happen.
Yeah. I should have figured you wouldn't make a claim that bold without something to back it up. Party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this!
Nothing!
Fun. Too many credits locks you out of the bonus episodes. I know.
What?
I know.
So what? Who cares?
It's the only mistake she's made thus far. It's probably fine. Well. Okay, the quality is still lacking. And yet, there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? No, with the scale their tools operate on. I guess the chances are, as always, in their favor. Alright, this isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst case scenario envisioned. It's a beautiful photo, I fucking love it.
Is that the actual photo?
Yeah.
And you're... What?
It's seen through, it's someone has the camera outside of the building.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
We see nothing.
Well, see someone holding a gun.
There's a figure of a person, yes,
Yeah.
but nothing. Also, that's not the gun.
Don't worry about it. I think it's just, a simpler version of it. It is the gun. I can tell you that much.
But it's not.
Don't worry about it.
That's the...
You could even say I got lucky, which means the stakes are... Well, it's a little bit...
blurry.
Don't look at me. I didn't make the damn thing. Technically, no one took it.
Is it generated by AI or some shit?
No, it's from a camera, you absolute dingus.
No, but... we have that issue today where
Yeah.
things could just be generated by AI, so why
Yeah.
wouldn't they have this in the future? They even talk about AI and stuff like that, but I
Yeah.
suppose they're not, necessarily. They're probably talking about actual AI.
They're talking about actual AI when they talk about AI, because actual
models.
AI is illegal in that universe. But machine learning obviously isn't. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone and just happened to capture this moment. Good for them, I guess.
Probably venting about how crazy the couples across the way was acting. But if their phone was on, its camera would be on.
And then Sylvie managed to get this shot through the window. Yeah. Where did it begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted, and so compressed it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels on one hand. And you could kiss its admissibility in court goodbye. Tch. You can honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image. And there's no way in hell you could get this past a judge.
Yeah, you're probably right. We couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could.
Shit!
Either way, doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo. What the hell is happening to me?
Think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway at the same time the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot. Data recovered from an unknown citizen's phone camera at the time of the shooting. Because the camera was not set to photo mode at the time, the amount and quality of visual data available was... Sorry, I have bubbles in my stomach. Was severely limited. Stop.
Okay.
File markers for post-capture multi-spectrum image enhancement indicate that the photo has already been cleaned up as best as possible. Damn. It's just a red fucking head. I love that part. It's just a sphere head. And who'd even know had the left hand fingerprints all over the gun? You're referring to my client. You think? We've established he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight. So he must have shot with his left arm. His left. Yes, and we've also established that he's weak with his left side. A left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever.
Forensic will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get where you were going, you somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain.
That's an analogy.
All of which is to say, before judge and jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test.
Carlos is innocent. I know he is. But that photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent. That photo's real. If both are true, then that means that photo doesn't show what it appears to show. So, at a loss for words. Never. I'm just confused about one thing. Where was this photo taken from exactly?
Exactly. Positional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router. If we de-anon the phone's owner and ask them where...
Why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tells us that the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs back to the bedroom. We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious that this was taken from across the north window. You know your directions?
Better than you. That's for sure.
I know them if I have a map and if I have something to picture with it.
Uh-huh.
From the north. If this is from the north, then why can we clearly see the...
Yeah, we have the west side where we found the ceramics. We have the north side where they're claiming the picture is taken from. We have The south side where the entrance is, and let me look at the evidence again. Oh, okay. That was not the...
No, that's just a map. So, a bird's eye view of the crime scene is discovered by the police, captured within their arc system. Shows the northern window facing the southern hallway where the shooter stood. Shows the western window facing the eastern wall.
Can I look? Have a better look at it? No? Okay.
No, but you have...
Arcs data. Nope. Okay.
No, the picture you have of something else is Flat's testimony, I think. There's the thing she drew. No, not the note. His statement.
Sorry, I don't feel like this can be trusted, but okay.
Well, the mirror is there, and the window, and the clock.
I guess? The mirror was upright, the clock was on the wall.
Yeah.
Doesn't say what wall. The chair got knocked over.
No, but you can kind of infer from considering where the mirror is supposed to be, what direction that is.
I would just like to look at some actual images of the thing.
Nope.
Well, because we have the data. We have the art stuff, but apparently we can't look at the art stuff. Why not?
It's just not part of gameplay right now. That's all I can tell you.
In my opinion, that's a little annoying, but whatever. We already saw it last time.
And you have both the map and statement, yes. You have the information you need.
Yeah, I know. I get that. It's just...
Yeah.
I would like to have a proper look at this stuff, but... apparently I can't. And I would like to look at the photographic evidence. We should have that somewhere in here, right?
You have the killer? Yeah, you have the photograph.
It's just a clock.
Yeah, there's a clock on it right by where they are. So you have to figure out where is that clock in the room.
Also, it says 9.
But he also died at 9 p.m. So that fits.
What?
The victim died at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So it fits.
Oh. I thought it was 8. Or, no. Well.
No, they started arguing around 8.
Okay.
You need to infer where the clock is using Flat's statement, because the clock is currently on the floor in the arc system. Or in the arc.
Is that the clock over here, I assume, then?
Behind the... Maybe, I don't know. It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window. If she's wrong, I should seize on the opportunity to start returning the tide.
Race.
Yeah! Race! I mean, luckily for you, you are correct this time, but be careful.
No!
You can lose the game.
Gambling is about being confident.
Yeah, but also about when to retreat when you don't lose, so you don't lose too much.
Have confidence.
No confidence.
Fuck.
I didn't get to read that.
Oh.
I'm afraid that's simply not possible, Detective. The photo has to have been taken from the vest. What kind of blob is that supposed to be? The good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage of it. Time to press your initiative. The hell you mean this was taken from the west? The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway.
It's always west against east, isn't it?
Well, technically it was north and west, but yes.
My goodness. Did you read this?
Yes.
Okay.
The officer's ARCS data tells us the precise location of everything in a room at the time they arrived. And now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting. And...
you suck!
Yeah, you can now raise the ante on a hand up to the current max. Answer wrong and you'll lose more credit. Answer right and you'll win more credit. For trickier hands down the line, yeah. Maximum answer forever! Literally, if you know the answer, just max it.
How do I...
You just press on it when we get there.
Oh.
And altogether, that tells us that this photo must have been taken through the west window. As long as you consider... There you go, now you can nope, the plus. Sorry, now we have that as max. There is more later on, it's, So, yeah, I love it.
I don't want to use this as evidence, but...
It is evidence! It's a statement made visual. Just take one look at the clock in that photo.
Look at this photograph! Painting, drawing! Don't worry about it.
Statement! The clock? What about it?
The clock, huh?
Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I could pounce on it to keep my tempo high.
How old was she again?
Who?
Morgan.
I don't fucking know. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say?
No. It only says their date of birth, not their year. She's clearly young, but still very much an adult.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then I guess I can't use that analogy.
I can't remember if you get some more knowledge about it in the bonus episodes, which are just interviews of each character.
Hmm. But currently I can't use this analogy, so whatever.
No.
This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong.
He's wrong. The time of death is correct. He's right. The time of death could be wrong. Nah. That's a good question, Detective London. But the answer is no. The autopsy, the clock, and the neighbors all agree the time of death was 9 p.m.
Right. No mistaking that.
So then what the hell were you on about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo. Analog style. Which, is rare even today. So, I guess. And it reads 9 o'clock. Yeah. Have you not seen the joke on the internet where there was like an English assignment that told you to draw a clock showing a time and they drew a digital clock?
I know that, but...
That basically, yeah, analog clocks are old people.
Shut up. No. It's not hanging anywhere because you don't like it, but...
I don't mind. I just don't like the sound. That's my problem. If you get a silent analog clock, I don't mind.
No!
I just don't like the same fuck-ticking clocks. Yeah. Literally. I was about to say I hate clocks. They hated the word fuck. Yeah.
I can see how the ticking of them can be annoying.
It's just like you when you're like tipping your feet for a prolonged time, and I just start noticing it, and I can't unnotice it, and I cannot keep it out of my head. Yeah, it wants to make me want to smash the damn things. Yeah. I just cannot have it. Which is why my parents, their analog clock was only ever out in the kitchen and didn't bother anyone. With people breathing. Actually, yeah, I can do that sometimes. If I'm really in a bad place, even fucking people breathing is bad.
Yeah, I get it too. I get I get like that sometimes too. Yeah. When if for example, if I forget to take my medicine.
If you forget to take your antipsychotics, yeah.
Funny enough, I get sensitive to sounds.
Yeah, because your brain's just fucking. It has to handle too many things.
Yeah.
At once, and it cannot.
No. But it can also just be triggered by other things. And yeah, I get it. I understand.
But yeah, the problem for me is that it's a constant sound that doesn't go away. That's the problem for me. It's like a chronic sound that just comes in intervals.
My biggest irks these days when it comes to sounds is actually people eating. Including myself. So if I hear myself chewing, I do not like it.
No.
I do not like the sound. I would like for it to stop, but I cannot.
Yeah, it happens.
It's quite annoying, but luckily it's not all the time, but a lot of the time.
9 p.m. Time of the shooting. The hell's so special about that? The fact that the
Is she
clock was still
sweating?
on the fucking wall.
Is that supposed to be sweat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but do you remember there being a clock in the room? What? What?
Actually, I don't recall there being. I don't recall there being a clock.
That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock. Because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And the only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner. Ha! And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up on the eastern wall.
Why are you so hung up on it, eh? Why the long face, eh?
Like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? She's so proud of it. An artistic rendition.
It's very distinct.
If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to the arcs? And show you my hand? Fuck no. Just because discovery law compels us to share info, doesn't mean we have to play fair detective. Slip my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is that the clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred.
Then this photo must be looking through the western window to see it.
Don't start getting ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m. The same thing that this photo was taken off the shooter.
At the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. Sorry.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
Should I call the ambulance?
Yeah, call the ambulance. I gotta go up to my workplace to get fixed.
Yeah. Gotta get some adrenaline straight into the blood.
No, that's not how that works.
Okay, fine. Coffee straight into the blood.
I suppose. It's the straight caffeine.
Will you? You should be able to taste it if it gets into your blood, right?
Only if it gets out into your glands and then out to your mouth.
Well, if depending on where you put it, I suppose. If it, gets to your lungs.
That does not mean you can taste it. It has to go to your mouth.
I thought there was something about, people having stuff injected into them and they tasting it.
Well, if they have like a weak gums, for example, or just weak like epithelial cells, then it can leak out from said cells from the bloodstream. And yes, you taste it. That's sometimes what happens when you have a bleeding disorder. You suddenly taste iron in your mouth when you stretch your body slightly. It's a common thing.
Okay.
Do you want to claim that the clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting? I mean, yeah, that's what the fucking photo shows. You've got your logic backwards, detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And there's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. This is so fucking Max!
It's very loud.
Yeah, it is actually very loud.
That's just
It's because it's the special
settings.
effects are still pretty loud.
Special effects?
Yeah. Not
Return.
title, but just return, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, first time earlier when I read it, I was like, return to game!
Yeah, no, return to title screen. So we've got a cheap, not durable vase that's been topped over.
No. Cheap, durable.
Okay. Not even a scratch on it.
Yeah.
If you got a murder weapon with his fingerprints on, You got a glass from the mirror broken in the crime scene. Shots fell onto victim. And you got ceramic crap? Question mark? Where's the window? So what do you think it is?
It's too low? Okay. Well, okay. It's just because it's loud for us.
Yeah, but right now it's also at minus 45, so you can probably put the...
I'm just gonna turn down my headset.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that better? Well, right now it's a bit low.
Yeah, that's just the music. That's fine. It's only because the fucking answer is so loud, like in our faces.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so like from the mirror, broken the crime scene, shots fell onto the victim. Yeah.
What's your thought process?
My thought process, okay, so,
yeah, the answer is noticeably louder than other sound effects. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't notice it was that loud when I watched it on the television screen because it's television is weird when it comes to sounds that comes out of it loud and not.
I think the issue is the bass, probably.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bass in this.
Yeah.
And I don't think our TV has a lot of bass. And we don't have a sound system, so we just use a television sound.
Yeah. We can't afford that right now.
No. I mean,
soundbar and stuff, so.
Not that you have to get a soundbar. We can, scour for used stuff on Facebook and whatnot, but
it's not that important to me right now.
No, we can hear stuff, and that's the important part.
It's just a little bit. I can just hear that sometimes some sounds are really low and some sounds are really loud in the television, and it's. Yeah. Anyways, what's your thought process?
My thought process being that the Shoto foes.
Wow.
The photo shows, or it should be indicating that at the time of the murder, the room was pristine, or how? Yeah, in
wrecked to shit.
In the sense that it wasn't, wrecked and whatnot, and also this shows that the shards fell onto the victim, which means that
the mirror was broken after the victim fell down, which means after the victim was shot.
After the crime of the scene.
That is most likely the correct answer.
Exactly.
So, glass shards. What about them? Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body. And not under it. If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean that she was dead on the ground before the room got trashed. But that
doesn't make any sense.
Flash, shut up!
Why would anyone trash the room afterwards?
That's a good question, Carlos. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of the criminally insane, not us. True. They have the burden of proof. Carlos, please stop hurting your kid. Yeah, literally. Him this entire fucking case, like, stop hurting.
Didn't we tell you to shut up?
Yeah, we politely told you to not talk. Tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle at the other crime scenes?
Crime
he
scenes?
still doesn't know.
No, nothing like that. Those attacks would have been over in a matter of seconds.
So what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? That this was personal and things had gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does happen, detective. But in this case, it seems there has been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? He still shot her. And we have a photo right here. And I'm glad that you do, detective. Because that photo proves my client's innocence.
Wait.
Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult, and maybe more importantly for all of us, time-consuming. thanks to your photo, I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger. Because the man in that photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like hell it can't! The glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And we know that until the room was tossed, that clock was on the eastern wall. Which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Back to this shit? That's impossible. The only hallway in that apartment runs from north to south. The only person with prints on that gun is your client. And the only fact that matters is that he used it to murder 6 innocent people. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me?
Excusez-moi.
None of the fuck.
Excuse me, princess.
Reyes is more like the princess and Morgan is more like the queen, honestly. If anything. That's why you're such a shitty gambler.
Queen of Hearts?
I suppose, yeah, that's actually very apt. You've played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot right out from under you.
Pot of gold.
No, that's not.
Where's the leprechaun? Tell me!
Tell me, Reyes! You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What? What we're seeing is...
Where's Max now?
So, what are we seeing?
The mirror.
Yes.
It's a reflection.
We are seeing the mirror, that's very true. What is that? You're trying to... the glass shards again?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah! Because that's what we're arguing right now.
Are you okay?
No.
Are you stuck
She's
in
a noob.
Are you stuck in a mindset?
Yeah. Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure. They came from a standing mirror. A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But then, that would mean...
At that angle, from that viewpoint.
it would reflect the hallway. So we're not seeing a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm, and my client doesn't have a right arm! Take that! And as we all know, my client hasn't had a working right arm in a number of weeks. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad that it was recovered. Because it just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed this crime. Take that, Reyes.
Take all your little shit.
Yeah, literally. That should be the end of it.
Oh, but it won't be.
Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Sunk cost has got its teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever.
Hot palms?
Hot palms kind of fever.
Hot palms?
Impotent,
Hot
irrational...
palms, motherfucker!
Shut up. Irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours.
Sunrise, motherfucker!
Sure thing, bub. But lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary, my client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. After being confronted with these facts, you receive photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. Yeah, get your ass! Yeah, I read that.
Hello, Val.
Oh, hello, Val! Couldn't see you for everything else. Hello there.
So much stuff.
Yeah. Altamont, why are you like this? Altamont is always like this. Val knows very well.
Yeah.
Yes, Morgan is confident. Context. That's some good music.
Have confidence.
Bluffing confidence! After being confronted with these facts, you receive photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, you try to claim it depicted my client. A man without the requisite limp, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. You could have had a backup arm. You could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. Desperado. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs. A bit.
Don't shoot her.
That's the best you've got? Even the bare bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. You should have read the files we got throughout this game. You would know this. You'd have to bring it into a clinic, which would have left a record on his shoulder OS. A record you won't find. And he'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived.
Oh no, the court report.
SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it, minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did he manage to hide his cybernetic arm from your drones in the time between the shooting and his arrest? Shit. It's funny because Reyes only has one eye. Well... Any objections?
Objection!
No, that's our job, not her job.
Oh. Well, she did ask.
Yeah. Detective. God. Damn it! You folded! Take that, Reyes! We win!
My win! I win!
I win! Oh well.
No, that's the Dragoon.
I know.
Show me your hand, Flat. You're uncuffing me? In light of
Bring down the house!
We have no reason to hold you.
Now I gotta go call the DA. And tell her I made a mistake. God damn it.
Mistake! Not we. Made a mistake, huh?
Oh, at least Reyes knows that much. She fucked up on her own.
Listen, kid. You should know.
Kid? Detective?
Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger. And she just fought like hell for you. Make sure you thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well.
It doesn't pay that well, is what he said.
Yeah.
That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward. Sure thing.
Like hell it is.
No!
Sure.
She's just putting on an act.
I think the fun part of it is the gambling.
Yeah.
That's why she's having fun.
Yeah.
I feel exactly
literally,
the same
to her, it's just she just gambles with everyone's fate in the justice system. She's just playing a game. Because she gets paid either way.
What happens now?
I'll have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats! You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact.
Wow.
I mean...
Does the mafia even still exist?
I would be surprised if it did.
Okay.
There's some shady shit happening in this world.
Well, is that mafia or just corrupt shit?
Both?
Okay.
Who's to there was a family. There was a family named. Who's to say they aren't mafia?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see.
You know.
Yeah, yay.
Yay!
But what am I supposed to do?
The detectives will continue the investigation.
Their investigation into heartbreak, huh?
Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin.
When the authorities.
Yes. Which would be you. Yay. And then you can make the funeral arrangements that you most likely cannot afford because you don't earn any money right now.
No, that's not what Diane being gone is bad enough, but a serial killer? It's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore.
People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you
America.
mean. Yeah. I know what you mean.
I can't make sense of it. So what am I supposed to do?
Morgan once again with her literally wrong, but whatever. Yeah. Hell if I know. There are some contacts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors.
No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself. To try and convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you.
You're welcome, Carlos. But it's my job to.
No, I mean, thank you for not asking.
Pardon?
For not asking if I killed her.
Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all. I murdered her! There you go.
What?
Oh, Morgan. The blood's always different.
What?
Yep.
What do you mean heart?
I could fix her!
The fuck do you mean?
Don't you see? She's hot. She's just a murderer, psychopath. Don't worry about it.
That's a lot of things I am not.
No, I have no interest in fixing Morgan. She's fine the way she is. Yeah, I know that too. Like, when I saw Marcy play it, it's like, there's no fixing her. But I don't want it either way, so here we are.
Oh my god, you goons.
Heart's always in the same place. Easy to find, hard to miss.
Oh no.
Not Twitch! You might be able to, I don't know if you've done it, but refresh. I don't fucking know. If you're on an app, close it and reopen it. Listen, she's one serial killer. Statistically, she's a drop in the ocean compared to the deaths caused by the state and Megacorp. I mean, yeah. And they all think they're doing it for the right thing in their own heads.
So, am I supposed to look at Morgan like Luigi?
I don't know what Luigi is in this context, so I don't know.
If you get that, good on you for keeping up on news. Well, it's been a while now, but yeah.
I don't keep up with news at all.
Luigi Mangione, I think it was.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, who shot the CEO of whatever healthcare thing that was.
No. Morgan does not discriminate when she shoots someone.
But they're all the same.
And also, yes, evidence is no, he technically didn't. He's accused of doing it. He hasn't been charged with it.
Yes, that's true.
So, we don't know if he did or not. But I get your point. No, Morgan is not even like that. Morgan literally just sees someone, she's like, yeah, I can shoot that.
So she's not Jesus.
No. Probably not.
Because it's like with Luigi, like some of the like stuff on the internet that keeps popping up, or used to. People don't talk too much about it anymore, but
no.
was like how all of the pictures they've taken of him was very much like it's clearly he's Jesus. You know, back when
Yeah, she's just a woman with a hobby. That's literally Morgan. Her hobby is shooting people through the heart. Literally.
Okay.
That's all there is to it.
Okay. So what you're saying is that we're not going to see Morgan again?
Oh, we will see Morgan. She's still the main character. She doesn't tell anyone that she's the heartbreak serial killer. This is all inside her thoughts. Yeah, I mean, if you keep reading, yeah, that's true, but I won't say that. But the blood's always different.
I don't remember how that song goes, and I don't remember who wrote it.
Then it's not that important.
It's always important.
A flowering stain, unfurling towards an invisible sun.
So actually, no, it is Heartbreaker by... it's like an older, well, yeah. Old band.
Very old.
At this point, yeah.
You said old, so I'm like, okay, that means very old.
It's technically before my time. Yeah.
Yeah, then that's very old. Still more than 30 years ago. That's old.
I forget what they're called.
At the speed things go at this point.
Don't remind me?
A perfectly unique bloom. Only one for each of us.
Or maybe it's not by them. Maybe it's another band. I don't know. There are quite a few female singers.
A Rorschach test, I think.
Rorschach.
Rorschach?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't fucking know. With singular universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Vels is like shock.
It's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infinite the end. But the comical thought of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of low-brow appeal.
Brow.
Lowbrow? I don't know.
Yeah, low brow.
Okay. I always found that a weird thing to say, so...
I haven't looked into exactly how or why it's used, but...
No.
I'm just,
yeah.
people use it, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright. Oh my god, yesterday! Just 1 minute before the Diane was killed. Bullet number 6 of 6. The gun's empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever. That's a profile. Occupation criminal, comma defense attorney.
Phrenology?
I suppose. Like type places, games, yeah. Same. Cannot carry to them. Everything else is the same. It's just the occupation is also now a criminal.
Is doing crime an occupation?
She's a professional criminal.
Whereas the highbrow was associated with, lowbrow was,
Okay, that type of phrenology. Yeah, I was like, what type of phrenology are we talking about? Yeah, it's based on skull shape. Yeah.
Which isn't a thing?
No. You could freely shape your skull when you're still a baby because it's not grown together, so compared to what happens in your childhood, your skull could be different. Some cultures even shape their skulls differently. It's absolutely nothing to do with how intelligent you are.
But brain big. Brain big go burr.
Well, the argument is that the smaller your head is, or the bigger your head is, the bigger your brain is. Therefore, you have more nerves in your brain. Yes! That doesn't mean you're more intelligent. That just means you have more storage! Yes. The premise was that skulls should determine like personality, morality, and intelligence. Which is not true. That doesn't have an influence of...
No.
Whatever. Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash, but cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Bobbing around in the dark in here, must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did she think I was her boyfriend back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now. I assume it's flat. Yeah, did you hear that? These old pizzas are so goddamn loud. And people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half of the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could use as even a partial suppression on the way in. Did they really not afford some throw pillows? Nope, the horse fucking his apartment. I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces, in small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. Cramped places, usually full of trash. But this room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean, organized even. So the corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast. Except there's shit on the floor. By the window, there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. The so-called fidget tubbies. It ruins my vision! Damn it! It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. I kick over the stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes, each of them, not a speck of evidence. Nothing to go on. And for the final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. I kick the wall. Something falls from it. Probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair, knock the urn, tear into the sheets with my frustration and try to save it with shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. Much better. This was all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. No, you are in fact not a golem. After that,
They're made of clay.
Yeah, but clay is also made out of stone. Among other things, yes.
Well, if you look at its molecular structure, sure, but...
So, after that I did start to actively aim for the heart, but... Ugh. Heart-fake killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? Leave my fucking hobby alone. Right? All the threads and breakdowns and the goddamn theory crafting. And all the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain from a season where the writers were on strike. I'd feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. It's literally just serial killing. Why are people so obsessed? I mean, get a life, am I right? Literally. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. That he got rejected one too many times, or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. And I've killed a lot more than just 6. Yeah. At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it will irritate the cops to no end instead. Take that, police. Good riddance, Heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air is weighty tonight. Thick, energized. A heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. What?
I clicked, but nothing happened.
Okay. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin. Like in those short moments just after the shower turns off, when the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. For some people, I suppose. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. Alright, back to present time, an hour later.
Sorry, using my left still...
That's okay. You can just initial in those spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of a fine city-sprawling public transportation. I got in a bit after 11 p.m. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching, made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer, and enough debt that he'd need to be provided one. Gamble! Do you mean how to start gambling, how to bet sports on phone? A gambler with a system must be, to a lesser or greater extent, insane. George Augustus Sala, journalist. And yes, he's a real journalist. All I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning.
Okay, where else?
Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It wouldn't have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. It would have gotten paid the same too. Or I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals.
Apples.
Yes. Maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes. More headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find the culprit. Now, Heartbreak can just starve to death out of sight and mind like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with a case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside an interrogation room just to make doubly sure I didn't still smell of gunpowder myself. The London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. So there was actually a reason for that. But obviously, everything turned out rosy. And it's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus.
Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too.
I'm sure she is. Funny. I didn't even know her name. Something the matter?
No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died...
Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine that she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground.
No, I know, but I just keep thinking that she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me.
You can present evidence. To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself.
What is it?
Something I noticed in the ARC's data that I didn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. But maybe you can make sense of it. Pills here.
Pills here. What is the... Where did you find that?
That pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the ARCs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained tripexazone, prescribed to help mod us with phantom eaters. They're small tablets, and those are tricky clasps too, for a pill organizer. It would be hard to handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. We can feel angry, happy, and sad all at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyway. As prescribed. That's what the thing said. Alright.
Oh my god.
We are close to being done, but there's still at least another scene. Long night.
Yeah.
That was too far just now. Practically rubbing it in his face. Not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever even see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites a downfall. So why? Why did I even bother? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I'll just need to show more restraint next time. Though there won't be a next time for heartbreak. The gun's in custody, there's no more bullets left. There won't be a seventh victim, there won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one will ever found you. District Attorney Rockford. Hello there, DA. Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Ugh. Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so put together. Thank you. I don't get it. How do you sleep at night? Pardon? You do white noise? Aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in court, trying to prove a defender's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, yeah, Emma's great too. She's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know. The dark bags under her eyes are a charm point, actually, yeah. she's just chronically tired, all the time. since I haven't beaten her once. That's praise.
I feel that.
Yeah. Whereas yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job, and hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What have they got you doing in this ungodly hour, Emma? Profiles! Emma! She's an assistant district attorney. She likes coffee, toffee, and haute couture. Dislikes sunburn, dead pixels, and eye strain. Ex Benedict. I fucking love that. Plays chess shogi and idol 7's Savant Stars. Cat person? Yes!
It's just asking how she likes her ex.
Yeah, I know, but it's just funny. It's just ex Benedict. And yes, she's literally bird. She is like one day before Valentine's Day as well.
You know, it would be funnier if it was 9 months after.
That would also
Valentine's
be funny.
Day.
But no, this is one day before Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, actually, I'm here for you. For me. Your client was a suspect in a heartbreak killing. That's my case. Shine!
Ching.
Well then, you must have been relieved, finding out that you won't have to go to trial against me. No? Why would I be worried about going up against you? That's always the unintended barbs with her. So you're not working with those detectives? Oh, so you're working with those detectives. I don't know what I'm reading right now. Yeah, London. And that new girl, Reyes. They've been reporting to me in preparation for a trial. Preparation for trial. That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you a rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Reyes told you they had HK in custody and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here? Hardly. I just want to go back to bed, please!
I wanna die!
Yeah. I haven't slept in 40 hours, she says with a glint in her eyes.
Sleep is for the weak.
Too much on my mind. Mood? So when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, and they're too late, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all. Oh. I mean, Carlos Flood, a serial killer? The same serial killer that outsmarted the state for weeks. He's not using his middle name. He was found with a murder weapon. But I can answer that any number of ways. He could have been flat. I honestly think you could, yeah, you choose either one of those to answer that question. So, because he had to have used his left hand. So the picture is not showing him, and he didn't have his rental on. And there's no gunpowder on the jacket either. So I think you can actually use either one of those. That may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right. Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm modded, with documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made a shot that clean. Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention, he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. Yeah, this is Emma on 40 hours without sleep, and she's still this sharp. Put that into your head.
I mean, people have their moments.
Yeah, but she's always that sharp. But even when you fight her, yeah, even when you fight her in court, she's still this sharp.
Yeah, but
yeah,
clearly not always. So she has her moments.
I mean, yes, but she's never not sharp. Let me
when
just say
she
like
needs
that.
to be.
She's sharp when it comes to her work.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. And she's on 40 hours without sleep. I'm probably too heavy to not leave imprints.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Imprints? Oh god, they have a carpet? Oh god, no! Oh no! Fucking Americans, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh god, I grew up with a carpet in my room, and holy shit, it is impossible to clean.
Yeah.
Worst part, definitely when our cats would puke on it.
Or poop on it, or pee on it.
Oh, they didn't poop or pee on it.
Oh, but
Luckily.
sometimes they do, and they're like just dissatisfied. They just do that. I at least have a cat that did that.
Yeah, luckily it didn't happen for us.
At least now they're smart enough to poop in the sink if they're dissatisfied. Still smells, but it's easier to clean.
But I could definitely do that.
Yeah.
No, it's just oh, fucking carpets, no.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like you spill one drink and you have to carpet clean the whole thing. Scheiße.
Yeah. She got all that from my glands. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed all that out the minute you walked in here. Of course. Laura's party, she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship. Physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Profile?
Profile?
Yeah, right. Sorry. Probably never heard of it. I know what a goddamn profile is. Profiling is. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal psychology based on evidence from their crimes. Did you mean profile, how to delete, profile filtering? Trying to get your dating profile just right can be a full-time job. Let Valentine take the reign with an automated, secure, and confidential tools that put your better than best foot forward and put the sexy bag into finding the right match. Not interested in sponsored search results? See further with the premium account.
I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. And however the rest of the song goes out.
That totals absolutely nothing.
Jill Valentine?
Yeah, Jill Valentine's probably like a machine learning thing, about a fake AI, if you will.
I guess you didn't hear what I said.
No.
Jill Valentine?
Oh, Jill. Yes. I heard chill, so I'm like... See my confusion? No.
Maybe? That depends.
Kinda fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much need to guess about the why. 99 times out of 100, the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house. I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Oh, no. What was that called again?
What?
The Korean police drama we watched with the profiler.
Oh, Signal?
Yeah, signal.
Yes, he's a profiler.
Hmm.
Because in Korea, it's actually a profession in the police.
Yeah.
That's police academy thing. What do you wanna say?
Well, it ended on this one. So that's what we're gonna say.
Well, at least his heartbreak maniac will slow down until he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it, he chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he can do just fine without it. And it just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I've found. Are the victims that fit the description? No. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people. Like me. She's also brown-haired and brown-eyed. Female.
Booba.
Yes. That's true. Hell, they kind of look like me. Yeah, do it! Do they? Sure. What, you don't see it? I hadn't thought about it. Point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. Morgan not realizing that the people she just happened to see and want to kill look like him. Yeah, literally. There's something hidden in there. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. Remember what London said about people displacing their violent impulses onto targets with fewer consequences? Yeah, that turned out to maybe be true. You've got something catchy in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untacked bullets. 6 kills guaranteed. No matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up, a mistake. Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Are you talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably threw the detectives for a loop, right? Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. This was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. You make them sound like a child. Childish. And cowardly. And two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. I wonder who that is. Your profile tell you all that? That? No. That part just takes one to know one. So this profiling, it's some kind of investigative technique? The theory
Some kind of pseudoscience?
I mean, it's not really, it's just psychology. Practical psychology.
Oh my goodness.
No one said it was going to be accurate when you profile people. It's just bad manners to profile everyone. Sure, if you believe in pseudoscience. I see it as a tool, not a fact. So, the theory is that crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it.
It's kind of akin to, I don't know, maybe?
Yeah, it's not a it's not a belief. It's what the evidence shows. Yeah, it's you can't make any like profiling claims without actually having support from evidence. Its proponents cannot support its claims and the evidence that goes against said claims. Yes. Stabbing. But cops love pseudoscience. Yeah, they do. That's why they still have it in Korea.
Lie detectors.
Yes.
For one.
Which doesn't work 100% of the time either.
Also, it's only based on if you're nervous.
Yeah.
If you're not nervous...
If you're nervous, if you're like a cold-blooded fucking psychopathic liar, as it's called, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't matter. Stabbing overkill. Points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poisoned and guns, meanwhile, suggest they can't overpower the victims physically. And then there's the thing you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories. The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you? That he's diligent, almost perfect, highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, and with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untacked firearm. It's weird to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf, educated, but all her playfully lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Though I'm not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely, I was listening to you the entire time. And considering the marksmanship, the detective said that HK would have needed... HK! Sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Would have needed inside information on optics. So does that mean hot breaks in law enforcement? Never in a billion years. 10 billion years. Sorry, I'm tired. For some reason I can't read. Antisocial, independent, despises authority.
Do you need an energy drink?
I do not need an energy drink. Get that shit away from me. That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking birds in their heads after the first full rotation. Oh, Jesus. Kicking kids in the head! Oh my god, every single sentence! I don't believe it! What is happening? What did I say? Birds? I don't know!
Yeah, you said birds.
I burst in my brain, I guess.
Me goodness.
Oh, well, at least you got a lot of good highlight material, I guess.
Maybe? I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, continue.
Maybe you should try and proofread it before you read out loud.
I technically do, I just read it wrong in my head.
Okay. That's even worse.
Yeah. Right, that's exactly how I'd put it. There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or tertiary. These types can't help but insert themselves. Insert themselves? Take some rest. We will as soon as we're done with this episode. We're very, very close.
You keep saying.
Yeah, I do not I don't do anything even resembling that. Wait, if HK is not a cop, how do they know about the blackout timing? Crime meta statistics analysis. Probably. Pardon. Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays. Shout out the dips and... Sorry, technical, I know. Yeah, that's true. But the bonus episodes are not that long, so... It's like small interviews. That's all they are. And mostly it'll be me reading it. You'll only be reading for your characters, respectively.
I don't care.
I care. So we're gonna do them. Because they're really, really good. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator.
You always cause us to go so far over time.
I never said this was gonna be a 2-hour stream. Neither was the first one.
No, but this one is gonna be like, what? 3, 5? No, 4, 5?
Probably 4.
Ugh.
Anyone could reverse engineer this timing if they wanted to.
You said it would be 3 per stream.
I said approximately. It's also compared to how
3
much
to
we
4.
talk.
3 to 4 is a big difference.
That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. So, to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population, well, good luck. I don't need luck. I only need more information. Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan. I mean, I need more crime scenes. Oh. Well then, too bad for you, I guess. Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Ooh, okay, that rant was pretty morbid. No, that's not. That's not. She's a cat person, that's not.
One.
And detailed. I need to get out more. Or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder. Because that's how that works. Puppy girl, am I real? You think a higher threat count would help? That's not how sleep works, Emma. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about a CPU?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Just like sleep less, but harder!
Yeah. I mean, the more threats you have, the more stuff you can do in a shorter amount of time.
Exactly. So she is talking about a CPU.
Okay. Interesting. Well, aren't you just... Okay. Based on how technology is going right now, I would assume at this point we wouldn't be using conventional CPUs.
I don't fucking know. Doesn't mean she doesn't know what a threat count is.
No, all I'm saying is we have already made quantum computing.
Oh, she's talking about her betting, sorry! You know, softer betting.
Oh.
That is not what I thought either when I heard this for the first time, so there you go. It's just, you know, more threats. A square meter.
More layered?
No, not more layered, just thinner threats, therefore more threats in a given space. Like a higher density of threats, but in 2D space.
No, I get that, but I don't see how that's gonna help.
It makes it softer. More comfortable.
It does?
Yes. Less friction.
What do I know?
Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble.
Did you just pass out?
I think she sat down.
Oh.
Which can be misleading. The quality and the weave used play a major role too. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Japanese steel.
Yeah.
Folded 1,000 times to make it actually worth anything because it was so shite.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's kind of the idea of like, well, we have poor quality thread.
How can we make the most out of that?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. Sorry, but that's the adversarial process.
Do we have to listen to the heartbeat?
Yes.
I don't like it.
So, no hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do. I could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Oh wait, was that not Emma who said that?
That was not Emma.
Oh, sorry.
That was Morgan.
Well, never mind. Whoops-a-daisies.
I mean, yeah.
Don't tempt me. If you fall asleep face first onto the table, I won't even take a picture. Promise.
It's not like, the colors that they each have are not too
No, it's red and purple,
different.
so
it can be if you're not paying attention.
It was also just Morgan wasn't on the screen, so it's just assumed.
Did you just show?
Yeah, I did. Okay. Just don't expect this to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation. And the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. But Emma is different. Yeah. Told you there's a lot of toxic yuri ship drawings with these poo.
What? I was not talking about that.
She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up.
Well, we got the heartbreak that shows that it's Morgan.
Yeah.
In case that's what you mean.
Yeah. It says occupation criminal!
Occupation crime!
Yeah!
Crime time!
It's even funny in episode 1. Yeah, the criminal, defense attorney instead of being a criminal defense attorney. But in episode 1, it's even the profile's even funnier because they emphasize the criminal part even more. I read that already. But as a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off of her. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. Toxic Yuri really up. Episode 0! And it's a preview of episode 1. You should probably voice that actually, because it's a male as far as I remember.
Which means you're going to be living with my friend for a while.
For how long?
For how long?
She speaks more fluid than that.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why I just slightly there.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Is that a barcode?
Yes, that's a barcode.
Her hair?
Yeah, it's lighting up, too.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aiko. It's because the bag.
Yeah, you should like the bag down there.
I'm sorry. There's no need to look that upset over it.
My face barely moved.
It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that.
This friend of yours, they're trustworthy?
No.
Absolutely!
Absolutely. In fact, I trust him more than anyone.
Okay.
Hey, come on, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun, you said! Really?
Really, educational too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Morgan assigned some babysitting duty. But she's a great foil, though. Sarah's a great foil to Morgan's personality, so it's great. Woo! To be continued in... That's, again, you.
Yeah, you're the smartest person I know, Morgan, when it comes to people. Personally, I think it's cruel to bring something that flawed into the world. You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene. I think I can guess what happens next.
I've never stolen anything! That wasn't already compromised! Work hard and the company will have you set for life, and after too. That's also you.
Can't tell you how many musicians I've seen screwed over by a big smile and fat signing bonus.
So that's not just a lawyer job thing? You dress like a doorman on weekends too. Compared to determining faults, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh
air! The company wheels don't stop spinning for anything.
Don't stop spinning and they don't stop spinning and
they don't stop spinning! We can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. But it's a million times more likely than the alternative. That heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing. Others said that you owed him. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. But when I take a job, I never half-ass it.
I only 1/3 off it.
Yeah. An idle mind. An idle mind indeed! If you know the first episode, that title is fucking hilarious. I think you need to click again. Or something. Oh, yeah. Results. 2 articles. 6 profiles. 18 key items. 17 pieces of evidence. 75 total credit. Congratulations! You finished episode 0 with 35 credit. You've also unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on your highest score for episode 0. You also have 35 remaining store credit to spend on phone chimes and case colors, based on the highest credit you finished this episode with. So it's just the bonus scenarios. It honestly shouldn't take more than half an hour.
Choke myself by breathing in.
Yeah, Concept Gallery is also pretty cool. I have seen a lot of it already from when I had to find thumbnails and stuff and had to draw for Marcy's streams as well.
Do you know what time it is? No, that's not what I mean.
Oh.
It's time for a break.
Oh, you want to take a break? That's fine, we can do that.
Yeah, we've been going for a while, so yes, it is time for a break.
We can do that, and we can check out all the bonus episode 0 stuff.
Yeah. I am not gonna do this yeah, I need a break.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Everyone needs a break.
No. Clearly you don't.
I mean, my brain already went burr, so...
and you still want to continue?
Yeah, because the bonus scenarios are quite good.
It's not like we can't do them at another time.
No, but it's not enough for a stream, so... I'm not that tired. But if you need a break, you need a break.
Well, your issues might not be necessary. Sorry.
I mean, we could. That's true. The bonus scenarios are basically like interviews into the characters themselves. You get a better understanding of the characters you've met in episode 0. That's what they are.
Okay,
so they're not necessarily super long.
No.
But
I was.
They're not connected to the plot.
No, I was more like save them for before you start episode 1, which I would, considering what you've said, would seem weird if this is about people we have met in episode 0. So
characters we've met here in this episode, and obviously Morgan, and some of them are recurring, but some of them are not. Well, I mean, no, but they're not... It's not like it's necessarily intimately plot-related in that sense. Obviously, there are references to it, but... Yeah, that's true. 3 out of 4 of the interviews will appear in episode 1. It's only Flat who is not in episode 1. It's the only one. But again, it's up to you. You decide.
Well, if we don't have to do it now.
As long as we do it before episode 1.
Well, yes, we do it the same day we start episode 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are not that long either.
No. But
they are funny. I love Reyes.
We've been going for a while, that's all.
Yeah. I love Reyes' interview.
And
it really cements their the traits.
and you could use some rest.
I can at least use some just laying around, flaunting around.
That's also a rest.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So, yes. Yeah, let's end it here then.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Echo? Yeah, the bag's still there.
She doesn't like it.
No! She doesn't like the bag on the floor. I don't want to be here, Mom.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, if we're gonna end it, you can just
I'm thinking, I'm trying.
Start the spiel. Bob. Yeah, there's a new title screen now for episode 1. You will not escape the smoking. I can say with certainty.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a new one now.
Why you do this?
So that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What? Wow. Such effort. Much wow.
I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you usually do it? I suppose.
Not that it matters.
It apparently matters enough that you won't do it.
That's not what I meant by it.
If you're watching this over on YouTube and you enjoyed it, leave a like. Yeah, you can leave likes.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, it will be much obliged, yes.
Totally new technology.
Yeah.
Or something, I don't know.
Once we upload it, which honestly should be fairly quickly because I already made a thumbnail. It's only you who has to work on it.
Me?
Yeah.
Little old me?
Yeah. Little old you. But it might take a little while because we have a pre-recorded video coming out first, and then we'll probably put this one out.
No, that should be coming out on Mondays.
You want to wait all the way until Monday? Monday was yesterday and you didn't put it up. We're putting it up.
No, I didn't finish it.
You did!
Well, you needed to make a thumbnail.
I know! But still, it's coming out! I'm not waiting until Monday.
Okay.
Because then we'll never get it out!
Screw schedules, I guess.
Yes.
Schedules. Scheiße.
When you have burnout, you screw schedules, okay?
Blaming me?
I
What
didn't
have I
blame
done?
you, I'm just saying you have burnout. It was on your shoulders for a good month. So,
Wow.
that's all I'm saying.
Wow. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That'd be nice. Yeah.
Have a good day, Val!
Good day, mate.
Have a good morning, because we know it's morning that where you are.
Yeah. And remember to drop down the menu.
What?
The drop down menu.
Oh, the drop down on the bell. Okay, I was very confused there.
Sorry, I forgot the bell.
I was like, drop down menu of what?
Ring the bell and in the drop down menu, select all, so you will be assured to actually see our content.
Yeah.
If you ever want to catch us live, like these cool people here, cybernetic,
Just cybernetic is probably easier.
Susurrus.
Susurrus?
Susurrus.
You tried so hard.
And Val paper.
Val, yeah. Valerie. Oh my god.
You can always do that over on Twitch.
Yeah.
We stream other streams than these, our scheduled streams, every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime.
Yes.
These are part of unscheduled streams. That if you want a heads up before we go live for those. No, I should, before we go over to that, I should mention, go follow us on Twitch. Mm-hmm. That way you will be notified when we go live. Mm-hmm. And that also obviously is also the case for these unscheduled streams. But if you want to be notified sometime before, you can follow us on social media, because we will post there before we go live on unscheduled streams.
Yeah.
So a little heads up for that. And if you want to follow personal accounts, Chiyoko.
Yes.
Does arts.
I does arts. Also
Chiyoko.
of characters from this game. I've done three sketches.
Yes.
One of Morgan, one of Emma, and one of everybody's... Actually, one of Sarah, and then one of everybody's favorite little shit, who is the judge. The tall judge.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Fran or something like that. No, not Fran. Fran?
No, Fran.
Fran. Brett.
Brat. No.
Okay.
No, it's the judge. The judge adjudicant who should not be a judge based on the personality they were given, but here we are. It's fine.
Yes.
Fucking love her.
Given. Anyways.
What?
Nature.
Oh. Well, it is an android, so they were programmed to have the personality.
Oh.
So that's why I'm saying given.
Oh.
Literally, they were given the personality.
I thought it was a person.
No, most judges in the system is overseen by androids. Very, very tall androids.
Dummy mommy?
No, she doesn't give off that energy. She is big, but she's much more of a valley girl or something like that than anything.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, sadness. But yes, arts.
Yeah.
Both their own drawings and also reposting people's drawings.
Yeah. And I also have speed paints, mainly on Instagram and TikTok. Oh, there's that. Of my own stuff, that is.
Who uses Instagram and TikTok anyways?
A lot of people. You'd be
Sure.
surprised. And yes, I also do art fight.
Fight!
This month.
Art! Fight!
I have to figure out a pose for the next one. There's someone else from the community attacked me, and now I have to figure out how to draw their character.
Shite.
Luckily, I'd already planned on which character from their roster I wanted to draw. So, before they attacked me. That was me.
Okay. And if you just want, yes, if you just want some, politics or whatever.
Politics or politics?
Sure. Primarily American.
Yeah. Even
Because-
though we're not American, but...
No, but it feels like these days that the internet revolves around America and the shit that's going on there.
That's because media revolves around America.
Mm-hmm.
Because American public perception is based on media in America. You don't do that here in Denmark.
Not to mention that they don't want to, cover things that could help people. Like,
Everything.
Palestinian.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have many political opinions, and if you want such opinions, follow me. And cat pictures. Pet pictures.
And birds, because we also have birds.
Yeah, cat and bird. Cat and bulbs.
Yes, 2 bulbs.
2 bulbs. Cockatiels.
Adorable pips.
Yeah.
The bulbs.
So.
Yep.
There are links for all of these things in the description.
Yes.
Twitch, socials, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, should be fairly easy to find. Other than that, we'll see you in the next stream.
Yep. Which is tomorrow. Funnily enough.
Well, technically.
You know what I mean! Stop! We haven't slept yet. You're the one who used to say no sleep, no next day.
Yeah. And now it has turned around.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The turns have tabled.
Yeah. The tables have turned, the turns have tabled. Ugh. Why?
Stay fresh, G-Specs.
See ya!
Bye bye.
Bye bye!
Bye bye.
Bye! Bye 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 bye. Okay.